Hey, it's Heidi from A Lively Hope, and I am going to be sharing a really simple scrapbook process video with you today. I'm currently choosing some of the things that kept us busy during our isolation for COVID to document. I'm using a kit from Pink Fresh, and I always start with a very simple white 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. I love documenting, but I don't have the time or really the interest to spend hours and hours doing it. So in the past, I've used Project Life. This year, I decided to just do really simple pages on white backgrounds and then let the photos and my journaling and some very simple embellishments really tell the story. So here I chose I can't remember what the kit is called. It's from Pink Fresh. It's maybe Stay Home or Let's Stay Home. I'm documenting a few things that we did during quarantine. We played lots of games. I made that wreath, which took many, many hours that I was not expecting. I made the paper flowers. It was a little intense, but I love it now that it's done. My son, you can see, designed and embroidered a king cobra. That was when he was pretty bored, but he loved that project. We did a lot of things in our front window and on the sidewalk to kind of cheer up those around us. And Foursquare, the bottom left corner there, we played Foursquare on our driveway a ton. That was really fun. My kids had never played before, which seemed like a tragedy, so we played almost every day for a while. So here I am just kind of getting the embellishments the way I want them to be, kind of playing around with layout. I decided to scoot that grid closer together. And then I'm just gonna tape everything down with my tape runner. I really like this brand. It's a Scotch tape runner. I will include a link below for that. I decided to pull in kind of this gold color that you see in the heart and one of the houses on the embellishments. I happen to have some washi tape that worked really well for that. So you'll see in just a minute, I add that in a few places. You can also see a cluster of little houses and a few other things that I tried, but I couldn't ever quite get it the way I liked it. So I ended up not using those little houses at all in the right-hand side of the page I'm working on now. Again, I'm messing with that cluster, just can't quite get it right, so I'll leave it for a second and come back to it. Just taping down these other photos and then the embellishments on this other page. And that's finished. Got all the embellishments in place. I'll just journal on there about these things that we spent so much time doing in quarantine, and that's it. That's a simple, took me maybe 10 minutes to put together page. And that is usually what my pages look like. So now we're moving on to this cute story about my daughter Edith and her little beloved fuzzy bear. She discovered one day that it had a big hole in its arm, and so the only way we could get her to go to bed without it that night so I could fix it was to tell her he had to go to the hospital. So we set up a little bed in our bedroom, and it turned into this whole huge thing. She was delighted in the morning to find that I had sewn up the hole in Fuzzy's arm, and my husband and I made a sling and a cast and a little get well card. It was a big deal, but just the delight on her face when she saw Fuzzy all fixed up was something I wanted to document. So I struggled a bit with these stickers. They're from Studio Calico, I think, and I just couldn't figure out which side of the page I needed to lift the stickers off from. And then also, I didn't check beforehand, and there's only one Z, so I had to pull in a Z of another color. I used kind of a teal, bluish color that is similar to that stripe that's on the Darling journaling card right there. And I think I ripped it in the process of taking it off. Yep. So we'll just pretend like that didn't happen. Just stick it down. Everything's fine. Totally meant to do that. And just move on. So again, a super simple page. I will add a couple of little embellishments. And that's that. That one took probably 3 or 4 minutes to put together. I love adding just a little bit of color and some fun journaling embellishments, but not taking too much time. So here's a little washi tape. And then I'll journal on there, and that is that. So once I add the journaling, that is now 3 pages done in very little time. And I'm so happy that I documented this. I love her bedhead and her just genuine love for this bear. That's it. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below if you'd like to see more.